Let's look at question number 4. So this question is based on the chapter progressions. So in progression, it's divided into two parts, which is arithmetic progression and geometric progression. So for this case, we mention here geometric progression, means we focus on GP. Okay, so we're going to use all the formulas for GP. Yeah. Okay, so a rope is cut into few parts, which is 10p, 4p plus 20, 3p minus 10. So are the three consecutive parts of a geometric progression. So find the longest part if 10p is the third longest term. Okay, so now our progression, the sequence is, so if I were to write down the sequence, it would be 10p, okay, 4p plus 20, and 3p minus 10. So this is GP, okay, geometric progression. Yeah. So here I'm going to use common ratio method. Common ratio method means I'm going to use like the second term divided by the first term. This is actually not really first term, second term, third term. They just state that it's the three consecutive parts. Means it's like part of a progression. Okay. So anyways, I can use this divided by this, okay, equals to this divided by this, because the common ratio will be the same. Okay, so this will be the common ratio, this will be the common ratio. So I'm going to make them equal to find the value of p. Okay, so for p plus 20, then over 10p, okay, then equals to 3p minus 10 over 4p plus 20. Okay, so next I'm going to do cross multiplication to find my p. Okay, so here, so it will be 4p plus 20 whole thing square, okay, equals to 10p times with 3p minus 10. So this one we're going to expand this, so we have 16p square plus, so 2 times 20 is 40, then times 4 is 160p, then plus 20 square is 400, okay, equals to, this will be 30p square, then minus 100p. Okay, so now we're going to move everything to one side and get the three terms, yeah? So 0 equals to 30p square minus 16p square minus 100p minus 160p, then minus 400, okay? So we get, this is 14p square minus 260p minus 400. Okay, so can we simplify this? So let's simplify this and see. So all divided by 2, okay, all divided by 2. So we have 7p square minus 130p minus 200, okay? So we can use the calculator and find what is our roots of the equations. Or we factorize it. Okay, so let's see. So we have 7 negative 130 minus 200. Okay, so we have, when we factorize into two brackets, so we have 7p with p, okay, so here will be 20 and another one will be 10. Okay, so when we factorize this, our p, we're going to choose the p which is positive, okay, because it cannot be negative for length, right? Yeah, so our p is, for the first one is negative 10 over 7, so this is rejected because it's negative. Yeah, so our answer p will be 20. Okay, 20. Yeah, so that will be the value of p. Okay, so next is we're going to find what is our common ratio, our r. Okay, so how to find our r? So our r, I'm going to use the second term divided by the first term, okay? So I'll continue over here. So our r is 4p plus 20 over 10p, okay? So since we already gotten our p is 20 just now, so I'm going to substitute inside here. So it will be 10, here will be 20, okay? So 80 plus 20 is 100, and this is 200. So it will be 1 over 2. Okay, so 1 over 2. Okay, let's look at the question again. Find the longest part if 10p is the longest, third longest term. Okay, so which means that 10p, this one is equals to T3. Okay, so T3 is 10p. So I'm going to continue here. So 3p, so T3 is 10p. So our p just now we got p equals to 20, right? So 20. So, okay, so here will be 10 times 20, okay? 10 times 20, yeah? So T3, we know that, okay, our Tn formula is for geometric progression, is AR n minus 1, okay? So if it's T3, which means that is AR, 3 minus 1 is squared, okay? Squared. So we also found our R value. Our R is 1 over 2. So I can also substitute inside here. 1 over 2 squared equals to 200. Okay? So this is A, 1 over 4 equals to 200. So our A is this 1 over 4 shift over will become 200 times 4 over 1, which is 800. Okay? So the longest part is 800. Okay? Why would I say that A is the longest part? It's because if you look at the sequence, okay, the sequence is 10p, then 4p plus 20, 3p minus 10. Okay, so which means you see here, if I substitute the 20 into here, here, and here, okay, so if I substitute 20, so I will get, my sequence will be 200, 100, 50, and so on. So it keeps on dividing by 2, right? Because the R is 1 over 2. So which means that this is a descending order, means from the biggest to the smallest. So 100% definitely this will be our longest part. Okay? Longest part. Understand? So this question carries 5 marks, which is a lot. Okay? 5 marks is a lot. Yeah? So which means that progression is a very important topic for paper 1. Okay, so 5 marks. So where do we get the 5 marks? Yeah. So the first mark is here. Here 1 mark. And then, okay, here 1 mark. And then where else? Our P value is 1 mark here. Okay, here is 1 mark. P equals to 20. Okay, so 1, 2. And then here another 1 mark. R is half. So we got 3 marks already. So 2 more marks, okay? So here, the 1 mark and the A equals to 800, which is the longest part, is 1 mark. Okay, so total mark for this question is 5 marks. Let's look at question number 5. So this is on system of equations. So this chapter is also a very hot topic for addmaths paper 1. So solve the following simultaneous equations. So they give you 3 equations and you have to find the 3 variables R, S, and T. Okay, and total marks is 5 marks, which is quite a lot. So if it's 5 marks, it means that the working is very long and you have to show all the working. Okay, so let's look at the 3 equations. So the first equation, it has 3R plus 3S minus 2T equals to -5. Okay, so this is equation 1. I take this as equation 1. And then 2R minus S plus 3T equals to 5. This is equation 2. And then for the third one looks a bit simple because I can make R as the subject of the equation. Okay, so from here, I make R as a subject of the equation. So it becomes T minus 2S. This one, I take it as equation 3. Okay, so now, since I have R as a subject here, so which means that I can eliminate the R in 1 and 2. So I'm going to substitute this, okay, R, equation 3 into 2 and equation 3 into 1. And then I eliminated R, okay? So let's do this. So I'm going to do it over here. So you sub equation 3 into 1, okay? And another one is you sub equation 3 into 2, okay? So sub 3 into 1 first. So we have 3R. R is T minus 2S. Then plus 3S minus 2T equals to -5. Okay, so I'm going to open up the bracket. So it'll be 3T minus 6S plus 3S minus 2T, then equals to -5. Okay, then we solve this. 3T minus 2T will be 1T. So T minus -6 plus 3 is -3S. So equals to -5. Okay, this one I take it as equation 4. Okay, so now we sub 3 into 2. So we have 2 r. r is t minus 2s. Then minus s plus 3t equals to 5. Yeah? So we open up the bracket. 2t minus 4s minus s plus 3t equals to 5. So 2t plus 3t, we get 5t. Negative 4 minus 1 is negative 5s equals to 5. So we can simplify this one. All the terms divided by 5. So we have t minus s equals to 1. So this one we take it as equation 5. Okay, equation 5. Okay, so now let's look at the equation 4 and 5. We can actually do normal simultaneous equation to eliminate the t, right? So I can use 4 minus 5, okay? So equation 4 minus 5, I will get the value of s. Okay, so 4 minus 5, t minus t, or we can just, okay, I will do like that, easy for you to see, okay, students? So t minus s equals to 1. So from here, I'm going to use elimination method to get rid of the t. So I minus, okay, I minus. So t minus t is 0. Negative 3 minus minus become plus. Negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2, okay? So negative 2s equals to, so negative 5 minus 1 is negative 6, okay, negative 6. So negative 2s equals to negative 6. So s equals to negative 6 divided by negative 2, so we get 3. Yay! So we got s already. Okay, so when we get s, we can actually find t, right? I'm going to substitute s into, s equals to 3 into equation 5, okay? So I'm going to sub s equals to 3 into equation 5, yeah? Equation 5, which is here, yeah? So will be t minus 3 equals to 1. So t is 1 plus 3, which is 4. Yay, so we got s and t already. So we still need to find what is the value of r, right? So r we can substitute into equation 3, okay? So to find r, so r is t minus 2s. So we're going to substitute the t and the s inside here. Okay, so t is 4 and then s is 3. Okay, so 4 minus 6 is negative 2. Okay, so r is negative 2. So this question carries 5 marks. And where do we get the 5 marks? Okay, so here r on top here. Okay, r equals to t minus 2s is 1 mark. And then here s equals to 3, you get 1 mark. Okay, and then t equals to 4 is 1 mark. And then the final r is negative 2 is 1 mark. So there's actually one more mark. Okay, one more mark is at this step. Okay, which is equation 5. So total marks here is 5 marks, which is quite a lot. So students, system of equations is a very hot topic for SPM. So make sure that you memorize the steps on how to do it and practice a lot on finding the 3 variables, okay? So that's the answer. Let's look at question number 6. So this question is based on the topic coordinate geometry. So for coordinate geometry, there are 2 things that you need to take note, okay, which is the distance formula to find the equation of locus and also the internal division of line segment. So this one, there's a formula that you have to follow, okay? So what is the formula? So the formula, let's say to find a point, let's say the point is, okay, for this case, C is somewhere in the middle, right? Okay, and they give you the ratio 1, 2. So given the point C divides the line segment AB in a ratio of 1, 2. Okay, so which means that this is M is 1 and N is 2. Okay, so the formula for internal division of line segment, so I say C, okay, XY, okay, equals to, so it will be NX1 plus MX2, then over M plus N. So M plus N will be the ratio, okay, then comma, then ny1 plus my2, then over m plus n, then close bracket. Okay, why do we have to write bracket? Because this is a coordinate of a point. Okay, so remember your bracket. Okay, so this formula is very, very important. So students, please memorize this formula. So even though the formula is given in exam, but A+ students will never refer to the formula. Maybe except for one chapter, which is trigonometry, but for other chapters, it's good to memorize the formula, okay? Okay, so let's read the question below. Okay, so for A, find the equation of the locus of a point, okay, one point that moves such that its distance from point D is constantly 4 units. Okay, so here it means that the point, let's say the point from D is constantly 4 units, means that it's CD, okay, CD, let's say the point of the locus is C, yeah, CD is equals to 4 units. So from here, you need to use the distance formula, okay, which is x minus 5 whole thing square plus y minus 7 whole thing square, okay? So square root, right? So you bring over the square root to the right side, become 4 square. And then you expand the bracket, okay? So you expand the bracket. So this is our plan. So I'm going to do it on top here because here got more space, yeah? So CD equals to 4. So here will be x minus 5 whole thing square. So the formula for distance is what? Do you know the formula of distance? Okay, distance, let's say D is for distance, okay? So it will be x minus x1 minus x2 whole thing square. Okay, then plus y1 minus y2 whole thing square, and then you square root it. So this is the distance formula. So to find CD, so it will be x minus 5 whole thing square, okay? Then plus y minus 7 whole thing square, okay? Because the D is 5, 7. Yeah, so your C is we don't know. So I just let it to be xy, okay, xy. So it's equals to, okay, this one you have to square root it because the distance formula equals to 4. So now I have to move the square root sign to the right side. Then it becomes square for the 4, okay? And then this will be x minus 5 square plus y minus 7 whole thing square. So in order to find the equation of locus, we need to expand, okay? Expand the brackets. So we have x squared minus 10x plus 25, because negative 5 whole thing square is 25, okay? So algebraic expression is very important. Algebraic expression, you need to know how to expand, how to factorize. So all this you learn when you were in Form 1, okay? Form 1 is algebraic expression is a Form 1 chapter. So if you're weak in algebraic expression, please do more practice on this chapter, okay? Then plus, so y squared minus 14y negative 7 square is plus 49. Then this 4 square is 16. So we bring over to the left, become minus 16 equals to 0, okay? So now we arrange it. So x squared come first and then y squared, okay? And then for x we have negative 10x and then for y negative 14y. And then for the numbers, okay, I'm going to add them together. 25, yeah, then plus 14, then minus 16. Okay, let's calculate. 25 plus 49 minus 16, so we get 58, okay? So positive 58 equals to 0. So this is our equation of locus. So let's look at the marks. So this question carries 2 marks, okay? 2 marks. And where do we get the 2 marks? So here, this is 1 mark, okay? This is 1 mark, yeah? And then another one, this is 1 mark. Okay, so we have 2 marks here. So we have here 1 mark and here another 1 mark. So total is 2 marks. Okay, so A is done. So now we continue with B. Yeah? So hence determine whether the locus passes through point C or not. Yeah. So justify your answer means that you have to prove whether it passes through point C or not. So let's say we don't know our point C and we have to find what is our point C. So we know our 2 coordinates. We know A is 0, 6. Okay, so let's look at the diagram, look at the graph. So 0, 6 here. Okay, and then here will be 9, 0. So we have these 2 and we have the 2 ratios. M is 1 and N is 2. Again, C is somewhere in the middle. So I just let it to be X, Y. Okay, X, Y. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to put it into the formula. Okay, so just now I asked you to memorize this formula, right? So now is the time to use this formula, okay? So I'm going to do it at the bottom here. So to find the coordinate C, okay? Find the coordinate C. So C, let it to be XY, Okay, then we put into the formula. So 2, 0, plus 1, 9, and over m plus n. Okay, then comma, 2, 6, plus 1, 0, then over m plus n. Okay, so this will be 0 plus 9, 9 over 3 is 3. And then is 2 times 6 is 12, 12 plus 0 is 12, 12 over 3 is 4. Okay, so it's 3, 4. Okay, so to know whether this coordinate 3, 4 lies on the locus or not, we're going to substitute this x and y into the locus and see whether we'll get 0 or not. Because our equation of locus is, so equation of locus is this, okay, which is x squared plus y squared minus 10x minus 14y plus 58 equals to 0. So let's say we don't know that is equal to 0. Okay, so I'm going to substitute the x and y of this coordinate c into the equation of the locus. Okay, so equation of locus I write again. So x squared plus y squared minus 10x minus 14y plus 58 equals to 0. Okay, so sub the x and y inside. So x is 3 square. Okay, let's say we don't know that is 0. Okay, so 3 square plus 4 square minus 10, 3, minus 14, 4, and then plus 58. Okay, so this is 9, 16, 30. Okay, 14 times 4, 56 plus 58. Okay, so let's calculate this. 9 plus 16 minus 30 minus 56 plus 58. So we get negative 3. Oh, we didn't get 0, which means that is no. Okay, the locus doesn't pass through point C. Yeah, so no. So you have to write a statement here. No. Okay, the locus doesn't pass through point C. Okay, so this question carries 4 marks, and where do we get the 4 marks? So first is you substitute correctly into the equation, this formula, okay? Second is the coordinate C is correct, 3, 4, okay? And then thirdly is you manage to prove that it's not equals to 0. And one more mark is you write the statement no, okay? No, the locus doesn't pass through point C.